Hi, welcome to my channel, Thoughts. Your thoughts are ridiculous. Okay, that's what this video is about. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, I'd love for you to do that if you find any of this content useful. Also, I am an author and I am a coach. Okay, right, let's kick off. What do I mean thoughts are ridiculous? Actually, all of our thoughts are ridiculous. They don't actually mean anything unless we give meaning to them. The best way to handle, let's say that you're up and you're down. So you're feeling positive, you're feeling negative, you're feeling good, you're feeling rubbish. You're all over the place with maybe a particular thing that you want. Maybe it's a relationship or just maybe life in general. You can't get your head straight. You feel like you're all over the place. How do you level up? How do you kind of just balance yourself? First of all, most of that will be coming from your thoughts. It's your thoughts that cause these feelings. And what you're doing is engaging with your thoughts and also identifying with those thoughts. So those thoughts become part of you. You bring the thought in, because imagine a thought just on the outside. It doesn't have power, it's just on the outside. You think it, out it goes. See it like that. That's really, really useful. That's what I do. And then what happens is you're bringing those thoughts in and you are making that thought part of your process, part of your manifestation. So your energy becomes mixed with those thoughts that you're having that are negative. Basically, the key thing here is that you are identifying with them. This is what I've been doing for about 6 months. If you guys have been to this channel before, any of you guys have, will know that I used to say not true when I had any thought that was out of whack with what I wanted, or just was negative, or I didn't like, or I felt a bit fearful of having, I would say not true. I've taught this to so many people. I talked to a friend of mine and she said to me last time we met up, oh my God, I say that about 20 times a day. Not true. The thing is with that, you have to actually feel it. You have to know how not true feels. So you just say the words and you don't have any feeling behind it. Not every time. So what I would suggest to you, if you use not true, for example, I prefer ridiculous because it makes me laugh as well, but not true. So we'll go with that. First of all, go not true. How does not true feel? Let's say I stick it on this particular manifestation and I'm feeling this about it, which is not great. Okay, not true. How does that feel? So in that moment, you get the feeling of not true and you understand the energy of not true. It might be really, really subtle. You don't have to then tap into it every single time. Then you're just saying the words because you've already given your subconscious a signal of how not true feels, the energy of not true. Then you do it with ridiculous, if that was a better word for you. I don't know where I got that from. I think I probably thought something that was ridiculous and it went from there. And so I started applying that to anything that I felt or thought that was one, not in line with what I wanted, and two, was actually a bit ridiculous. You know, like I think something and think, actually, if you even think about that logically, it doesn't really make any sense. So I just started doing it ridiculous. I really like it. I like the word as well. So basically your thoughts, they really don't have power unless you give them power, and you give them power with a feeling, or you give them power with intention, whether that's a purposeful intention, so you're intending it on purpose, or you kind of mean it, if you know what I mean. You're thinking something and you really feel it. That's an intention. So you know, if you have intention behind something and you notice that you have, as you've thought it, then say ridiculous. Because you'll notice the more you say that, the more you'll believe it's ridiculous. Because let's look at it in two ways here. It's ridiculous because it actually means nothing. Thoughts don't mean anything until we attach a meaning to them. Or it's ridiculous because it's ridiculous to think it if you're trying to manifest this. So you're telling yourself ridiculous. So it doesn't matter what edge you put on it, but it's a brilliant, brilliant switch word. Works really awesomely well. And it feels good to be saying something, to be using something in order to counteract these things. But again, you don't have to do that. You could just decide today that I am not going to pay any attention to any thoughts. So even the good thoughts. Like anything, a thought just becomes something that your rational brain does that means nothing when it comes to manifestation. Don't give anything meaning. And then if you don't give anything meaning, all those sort of chattering thoughts meaning, all you give meaning is the things that you really want and the stuff that you want with intention, you feel with intention. That other stuff just becomes like chatter. And another takeaway from this is to not worry about it, because your rational brain, its job is to protect you. Its job is to look after you. So it might say to you, but you're just being deluded. Doesn't matter if it says that, it's just doing its job. Okay, its job is kind of redundant because it's not necessary. You don't need to know that. It doesn't work in harmony with your subconscious. But if you say that that's ridiculous, so if it's saying you're delusional, go ridiculous. So you're sending a constant signal to your subconscious, which is where the magic happens, that that's ridiculous, that means nothing. Disregard it, basically. You can also use the word disregard. I used that for a bit, but ridiculous, I just really got on board with that and I just love it. I just love it. It's ridiculous. Life is ridiculous, really, isn't it? Everything is bloody ridiculous. So it really does work for me. Anyway, it's just a short video, just how to handle those negative thoughts. You're up, you're down, you're all over the place. Let's try and bring some balance to you. So when you feel balanced, you'll be able to sort of say to yourself, yeah, okay, I'm 50-50. That's all right. But if you can get to 60-40, awesome. And you will. If you keep doing that, you will. I would say that I am 90-10. So I'm 90 in a good way, and 10, I get the odd up like this and down like this. I used to be like that all of the time, and now I'm just more like that, more like this. I think I would describe it as that. I have the odd day where I'm like, whoa, like that, but you know, I just go with it, just don't worry about it. The thing that causes us problems is the stress we put on ourselves and the expectation we put on ourselves not to do this and not to be like this. Well, we're human. We're getting a human experience. That's what we've been given, human experience. So just deal with it and don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. If you don't give it any momentum, it's just going to pass. And you're going to move on to the next feeling, and you will start balancing yourself out. If you just kind of say, do you know what, those thoughts, they're not me. I choose not to identify with any of my thoughts. If you say that from today, that's a really great intention. And you could also back it up with, I choose to feel free, because nothing's better than that. That's a great intention. There's no expectation there, is there? Because you don't even know what that is really. So you don't know exactly how free feels, but you're just going to put it out there. 2 great intentions. Okay, I hope this was useful. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, I'd love for you to do that.